California has been experiencing sudden swings between drought and flood, but the state is getting some relief from the recent snowfall. The mountains are buried under a historically deep snowpack, and with more storms on the way, the latest drought outlook from NOAA shows continuing improvement in the state's drought situation. For the first time since 2020, there is no coverage of the top two most severe categories of drought, exceptional and extreme, as per the Drought Monitor. The snowpack stood at 223% of average for March 16 and could break the seasonal record on April 1. However, the snowpack will pose flooding dangers when it melts, particularly if any mild Pacific storms affect the higher elevations with rainfall or spring heat waves occur. The improvements in the California drought as measured by the snowpack and Drought Monitor statistics do not mean the southwestern megadrought, which began in 2000, has ended. It will take more wet winters to replenish groundwater supplies depleted by farmers, ranchers, and other water users in California, and surface drought has not fully relented in neighboring states. The water supply picture in California is drastically improved for the upcoming dry season compared to the past few years. The Metropolitan Water District of Southern California announced on Wednesday that it would end emergency water restrictions for about 7 million people. The pace of the snow melt in California, combined with any heat waves or mild storms that bring rains into high elevations, could cause serious flooding concerns, with reservoirs already filling up and major rivers elevated. Homes entombed in snow throughout the Sierras could also lead to structural failures as the snow melts. The snowpack in the Yampa Valley, Colorado, has been epic, which means plenty of water for ranchers to grow grass this summer. The Upper Colorado Basin River Forecasting Center report on March 1 projected runoff for the Yampa and White Rivers at 120% to 170% of average. However, it is still early March, and much uncertainty remains. Last year's summer rains restored the soil moisture somewhat in northwestern Colorado, but they remain subpar and thirsty. Runoff will again underperform the snowpack. It is not all good news for the Colorado River Basin, as not all subbasins have had the same plenitude as the Yampa. Upstream of Flaming Gorge Reservoir, the runoff is forecast to be only 84% of average. As for Lake Powell, the runoff from the Yampa can only help but only so far. It was 21.8% full on March 7th, and it will take 5 or 6 winters of 150% snowpack to refill Powell and Lake Mead. Filling Flaming Gorge and other upper basin reservoirs drawn down to keep Powell levels high enough to produce electricity need to be refilled. This has not been drought, as conventionally understood, but rather a hot drought, the result of rising temperatures caused by atmospheric pollution. Lindsay DeFreitas, a spokeswoman for the Colorado River Water Conservation District in Glenwood Springs, said, "We are not changing any of our tactics based on 1 year. It's such a long game. We need to be sure we are prepared for a hotter, drier future." Therefore, while the epic snowpack might bring some relief to California and Colorado, it will take more than 1 year of heavy snowfall to end the drought and refill the depleted reservoirs fully.